to the World Cyber Games Grand Final here in 2013 in Kunshan, China. I'm Monte Cristo on the main stage with some Warcraft 3 action with my good friend Moonglade. How's it going?
It's going great. It's so good to be here once again on day 2, and we have a fantastic matchup.
I love this matchup. So the match will be EleGaNt versus Lucifer, Night Elf versus Undead. This is a really fun one to watch. It's always been one of the more balanced matchups.
Absolutely, and it's on a pretty fun map on Twisted Meadows. A classic map and a very interesting one. These players talking now.
Having a bit of a handshake. Well, the Korean players have been having a rough time so far in this tournament. They've been pretty thoroughly dominated by China's 3.
Absolutely, and Lucifer falling to the third place Chinese player Shishi yesterday, also a Night Elf player. So we'll have to see who does against the second place player, EleGaNt.
Yeah, Lucifer also having another rough time. Yeah, I mean, these guys got to bounce back if they want to make it into the later stages of this tournament. Especially, it's surprising to see a player like EleGaNt, who we didn't really know. I mean, he's not a long-term player. Lucifer's old school. Lucifer's been around forever.
He's a legend. He's been around for the longest time, and this is like a new blood, a new Chinese player. I mean, we didn't see him last year. We saw Ted fly 100% last year, and it's really interesting to see how this player performs, but so far he's done really well.
Yeah, he had a little bit, I think, of a comeback too, if I remember correctly, again, that Lucifer game. He got down early, but he managed to make it a close game and pull out the win with some nice acolyte harassment, right?
It was brutal. Very well played with the solo ward.
All right, well, we are in the game, and we're about to start up. Black versus red. Hey, Lucifer.
Wow, that is quite a
cool sign. All right, well, in terms of Twisted Meadow, we introduce our players right here. He did lose to EleGaNt, lost to Thu, but everybody's been losing to Thu, so that's not too much of a surprise. Thu, really the man to beat here. Absolutely. So Twisted Meadows, you think, we were talking about this a little bit earlier, why don't you tell people why you think it's a little bit more Undead favored?
Well, if the Undead chooses to go for the more popular sort of unit combination with Gargoyles with these heroes, in the late game, once you have say 10 Gargoyles, you can really just buy a Zeppelin and ferry the heroes to the corners of the map where there's these huge level 10 dragons. And Gargoyles, being so good at anti-air, can really take it down really quickly with pretty much no damage at all, and you get a high level item and you get ridiculous experience for it. So if it gets to that stage and Lucifer starts getting those islands, it's going to become incredibly hard for EleGaNt to really deal with those heroes.
So it will be about a quick and decisive strike for EleGaNt.
He will have to try and shut it down, absolutely. I think it's very possible. It's a very common sort of scenario to be in on this map after the mid-game. You're really got to look out for it. And if you see them kind of taking the islands, you got to either press the base or you got to try and shut him down so he can't just creep these ridiculous creeps.
Well, there he is, Lucifer. Our Undead player did lose to Focus. Of course, Orc versus Undead has always been a problematic matchup, very much in favor of the Orcs.
Very historical, terrible matchup for Undead. It's
probably historically the most imbalanced matchup in Warcraft 3.
I have to say, it's safely to say it's incredibly imbalanced for the longest time. So not too much of a surprise there. Focus being the first place Korean player, Lucifer being the second. And luckily for Lucifer, there's only one Orc in this tournament.
Yeah, it is funny. One of the things I think that we've learned about RTSs with Warcraft 3 is it's substantially harder to balance 4 races than 3.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just, of course, you just have so many more matchups in that situation that no one's really been able to successfully pull off like a 4-race RTS with decent balance.
Not yet. It's definitely, the more races, the crazier it gets to balance, absolutely. So many factors in it.
All right, we're going to head into the game. Twisted Meadows is the map, and I am super excited.
Look at that crowd. Amazing crowd for this Warcraft 3 match.
All right, welcome to Twisted Meadows. We've got A Night Elf versus Undead matchup. EleGaNt here. The red Night Elf spawning at 4 o'clock, and his opponent, the blue Undead player, the Korean Lucifer, up here at 2 o'clock. So we're likely to see, this is probably my favorite matchup, actually. I think this is actually my favorite matchup. It's so interesting.
It's such a fun matchup. I mean, there's both races have such interesting styles, and it's very aggressive, a lot of harassment, and a lot of hero nuking. So it's very exciting. I agree completely. And we got a bit of a standard sort of start. We're gonna have an altar hero from the Night Elf. So no Tavern, no Dark Ranger, no Beastmaster. It looks like it's gonna be either a Warden or a Demon Hunter, and he's gonna try and creep that merchant camp straight away, which is a fair risk to take. It'll kind of depend on if Lucifer scouts it early enough and can really take advantage of it and do a lot of damage, because the creep camp is quite difficult, and it's going to be a Warden.
Yeah, Warden, so we are going to see that. Coming out of EleGaNt, it worked for Gigi yesterday against Lucifer. So in this matchup, typically what we're going to see when we talk about the Gargoyles too, what makes this matchup so fun is, I love it when the Undead build Gargoyles, because it gives you a great opportunity to see some high-level micromanagement while the Undead player tries to come over to the trees, harass the gold mine, harass the wisps, pick off units with those nukes. And the response from the Night Elf is typically picking up a Pandaren Brewmaster from the Tavern second and using the AoE damage to try and nuke the Gargoyles down. So it's kind of like single target damage from the Undead, trying to pick things off, and then AoE from the Night Elf to counter it. So it gets really fun to watch.
Absolutely. It's very, very micro-intensive and very item-intensive too. The Undead has to really pick up heals of Scrolls of Healing, and has to kind of use Stoneform micro to deal with the Drunken Haze and Breath of Fire combination the Panda uses. But we'll have to see if it gets to that stage, or are we going to see like a solo Warden like last time? Okay,
well, here's the ghoul. We got a couple of Wisps repairing this Ancient of War. Oh, he stole it!
Oh, that is brutal.
He stole it with a ghoul attack.
That is the worst.
Wow, that was an impressive bit of micro right there from Lucifer. That is not easy to do.
That is not easy, and that is an incredible start for this Undead.
All right, he's not done harassing yet, though. There's the Wisp detonation to get rid of the skeletons. And Lucifer on the run with his Death Knight. Early here, he sold his starting Scroll of Teleportation to pick up some of the dust. That will reveal stealth units at night, invisible units at night.
It'll help out with harassment, and he pretty much completely shut down this creeping. There's just no way he's going to get that done anytime soon.
There's the Death Coil healing up the ghoul, very long range right there. And the Warden finally chases up, but wow, that is huge for Lucifer early on.
That is an amazing creep steal. Shot of the crowd and a flag, a Chinese flag. Beautiful patriotism.
All right, well, we're back. It looks like we already have Lucifer teching up to Tier 2 right here. Pretty fast tech, but he's got a comfortable lead, so he can, there's not a lot of risk of harassment considering that he took a lot of experience away already. And here come the ghouls right now. Is he going to be able to get some damage done? He wants to put on this early pressure. You can see the Troll Priest picked up by EleGaNt already, going to help heal his units up. It'll be very important considering that he's not going to be able to stealth effectively at night with the dust out. Oh, he gets the surround onto the Warden! And that's not going to help. There's the dust. Caesar right away has to pop a potion of invulnerability, and Lucifer will back off, heal up his ghoul with the Death Coil.
And that is a potion you didn't really want to use anytime soon. That is such a big potion to use.
Yeah, that was the item picked up from the camp right there. Is he going to get on the surround? No, doesn't quite manage to pull it off again. Lucifer coming back one more time.
Again.
Oh,
so close.
Slippery Warden will get out. Death Coil again onto the ghoul, healing it up. Really try and get some more damage down onto these archers. Nope. And that'll be some successful kiting. A nice micro, getting a little bit more damage with the archer. And Lucifer's not done yet.
He just really wants that surround. He's going to try and take on the archers now, and it's a good idea. Just pretty much just trading right here. The more he keeps the Night Elf from creeping, the better he's going to be when those gargoyles get out.
And there he goes. He's chasing down with the ghouls, fleeing archer. But there will be level 2 finally for EleGaNt's Warden. And this will probably be the end of this harassment from Lucifer.
Oh, it looks like he doesn't want to let that Warden creep at all, so he's going to turn around and try and stop this Ancient of War from taking the hits once more. there's a lot of potential here, but the creeps they're almost all gone, so he can probably just get away from this without taking too much damage.
All right, well, misses the surround again onto the Warden. It's turning onto the archers. There's the dust to finish it off. After turns invisible, will he get the surround? No, doesn't quite get it. Death Coil goes down on the ghouls. There's a Shadow Strike out of the Warden, and that ghoul will be denied. Nice work there by Lucifer.
And he ran there because the Berserker was bought by EleGaNt, and the Berserker just does insane damage. And he could pretty much trade all those ghouls to try and kill the Warden and probably wouldn't succeed. That kind of damage output in the Night Elf's arsenal right now.
Yeah, he needs to hit that level 2 as well. Gets his aura as his second ability. That'll help out, giving him a little boost to his movement speed right there.
Piece of movement speed and some regeneration for all his units. And we're going into
Ancient of Lore looks like the tech choice.
Got some bear play on the way.
Bear play. It's my favorite kind of Night Elf play.
It is a good time. It's going to be a fast orb, I'm sure. And you know, we could very well see a solo Warden. Maybe he's been talking to Shishi. He's like, hey, this is how I deal with this guy last time. This is what he does.
All right, well, more creeping. Death Knight's still scouting out the creep pattern right now of his opponent. And is he going to try and Death Coil? He's trying to probably get another steal right here with the Death Coil on the big Null. And that'll actually force EleGaNt away. He knows what's up, and his Shadow Strike on cooldown.
That's right, and we got a Lich out too. This nuke could be very dangerous. He has to be very careful right now. Oh.
Yeah, gets a detonate off right there, and there has to blink out.
Goes to blink second. There's no Phantom Knives in this game so far. Oh, so much damage.
Oh, is he going to catch the Priest out, or the Berserker out right here? Rather, nope, can't quite get it down.
That's
but
a shame. That would be a huge kill. Huge kill. That is a very expensive unit this early on. Looks like he's going to take those creeps.
Yeah, turning around after denying the creep camp, will pick it up for himself instead. And there we go, Ring of Protection +2, so a little bit of extra armor for his Death Knight. That'll help against the nuke coming out of this Warden. And there we go, another Shadow Strike means not a dead ghoul, thanks to Death Coil. And is he going to be able to actually slow this down a little bit? There he goes, nice path blocking from Lucifer. It's one of the more fun things about Warcraft 3, and the Crypt Fiends starting to show up.
Looks like we're not going to have gargoyles after all.
Yeah, no gargoyles this game. Shadow Strike will pick up the ghoul eventually. The Crypt Fiends, and there's the Obelisk, giving a little bit of extra healing right there. So Crypt Fiend Destroyer probably going to be our build.
Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like it's exactly the same sort of build we saw against Shishi yesterday, and I wouldn't be surprised if he picked up a Naga third and tried for kind of like a timing with some destroyers, trying to shut down this Warden. And I believe this Warden will just stay as a solo Warden and go for hero kills more than anything else, seeing he already has Shadow Strike and Blink.
Well, when we see the Ancient of Lore coming in too, those destroyers do additional damage to the bears.
That's
so
right.
That's going to be a powerful strategic choice here. Dryad already out, so he may have thought that gargoyles were on the way.
Maybe, and absolutely. And he scouts it, he sees exactly what's going on, so maybe he has a plan. He's kind of figured out what's going on. And that's actually a really nice item he picked up, that flute. Really helped Fiends and the Lich do a bit of extra damage.
And later on the destroyers as well.
Absolutely.
So what that's going to do is any unit that's ranged will increase their damage by 10%. So that'll be very helpful. You can see the rejuvenation already going down onto the Warden as both players...
And that's also a fantastic aura to have, Vampiric Aura. Very good for bears and the Warden. So they'll have a little bit of lifesteal for their damage. Yeah, level 4 already. That means he's going to have a very cheap Blink.
There we go. Dryad picked off by the Fiends right there, and here he comes in. Lucifer going, that'll force a teleport away from EleGaNt.
Wow. And we got a Dark Ranger as the third here. That's interesting.
Oh, he catches a bear right there. Frost Nova goes down. Will he be able to finish it off? No. Rejuvenation popped. So Dark Ranger third.
Yeah, for silence, it's a very interesting style, and it'll try and shut down the Warden's nuking.
That's actually a fantastic adaptation to the strategy, because you get the silence, and with only a solo hero, that really cuts down on the damage output. You know, if you have two heroes, obviously you sacrifice the levels and the items on one in order to go forward. But this is going to be a little bit of an interesting game.
Absolutely, and it's also very interesting to note that the Dark Ranger is undead, so he can be healed by Death Coil, unlike the Naga, which we saw yesterday.
And here we go, first destroyer out on the map as the Obelisk turns around, and that focus fire down on one of the bears. Nice micro back.
Yeah, this doesn't look like a very good fight for Lucifer right now. These are too many bears, too much damage, and only one destroyer. And it looks like everything's kind of falling right now.
And the focus fire, he needs to pull back from this. He's not really going to be able to do much. Trying to get the extra damage from the piercing down onto the Dryad. Dryad microed back. A fleeing Fiend will get killed as well. Lucifer, I'm surprised he engaged in that. There were like you're saying, too many bears, not enough destroyers to effectively fight that.
Just too much. And the hero levels for Lucifer are just too low. I mean, he has a level 2 DK still against almost a level 5 Warden. And that's just the amount of damage compared to the healing that Death Knight can do is just not nowhere near equal.
Yeah, well,
he really needs to start creeping this map and try and get that hero levels up for that nuke.
Well, Dryads continue to pour out here. Getting a good mix of Ancient of Lore units to deal with the composition from Lucifer. Lucifer finally hits level 3. Remember that Warden nearly level 5 already, so he has fallen a bit behind. And there we go, going to creep out the Observatory. And if you guys are new to Warcraft 3, then you can pay to reveal parts of the map with that. Get a few mercenary units as well.
You can get a Shredder, which will help your mine wood at an incredible amount. Quite an expensive unit to have, but good if you're short on wood. You can also get Golden Sappers, 3 of them, kill a tree of life, so it's great for sniping expansions.
Yeah, if you can sneak them in there. They're low HP units. Hard to do, but can be very effective.
Very, very tricky way to play.
A player's force is under attack.
I wonder if we're going to see a Tome of Retraining and Fan of Nine's level 3 plus Blink. Because that would be interesting. He looks like he's going to go in for some Acolyte kills anyway.
Some great items so far on the Warden. We got the Claws and the Orb, so a lot of single target damage right there, and he's just going to try and walk in the base and kill some of those Acolytes. Will this prompt a teleportation from Lucifer?
Like he might not even have one, so he might just
he sold his.
Looks like he's going to maybe even just try and go to the Night Elf base.
Yeah, he might be in for a little bit of a counterattack right here, and dead Acolytes right there. But look at this, he picked up a Zeppelin, and then, that is cute, picked up the remaining Acolytes in order to defend against that Warden. He has to be careful, though. The Warden can attack air with that Orb of Venom.
That's right, he can't sit near it at all. And it looks like he's going to continue kind of just delaying the gold mining of the Undead base. Well, the Undead kind of pushes into the... and he got a Panda second.
That's a bit of a surprise.
It's a surprise considering the army composition they have at the moment. But, I mean, Breath of Fire always useful, and it can always do damage on those fiends. So we'll have to wait and see. I think he'll have to probably turn around and get his Warden back to base pretty soon. Looks like he's teleporting in now.
Yeah, just the Staff of Teleportation, though, not all of the units. Some nuking there onto the Warden. Gets her down to about half HP. Blinks out, uses the Moonwell. And with the Night Elf army returning, this will prompt Lucifer to leave the base. Did get his Panda up to level 2. And Talisman of Evasion also picked up by the Death Knight, so that'll help reduce some of the damage coming in.
Definitely helpful. And looks like he's just going to engage. Looks like he's confident enough that he can deal with this army, with this level 2 Panda plus the army.
Dryad's getting the slowdown onto a Crypt Fiend. Lucifer's going to have to leave that one. Well, he's continuing to Death Coil, and he's not going to be able to save it, though. More than likely tries to nuke down the Panda. Breath of Fire goes out. Deals some damage to the Death Knight and the Crypt Fiends.
Looks like he'll just continue to rejuvenate it. There's currently no Destroyer in this.
He's going to have to buy a Town Portal Scroll, maybe. We'll see what his choice is. No, he's still going in. Dryad's in the front line, absorbing a lot of damage from that Crypt Fiend. Destroyer over the top, but EleGaNt continues to press in right here, and that Lich... Mike goes back to Crypt Fiend. Lich is doing all right for now. And this is a tough spot for...
Oh, it's a terrible spot, and the DK goes down.
He may not have enough money right now for the Scroll of Teleportation, and is Lucifer simply going to lose his entire army at the moment?
This is looking terrible position. If he gets like a Shadow Strike on that Lich, I think it'll go down for sure. We'll have to see what he's got left in his mana pool.
Wow, so Lucifer kind of cornering himself at the shop right there.
That was
he should have just left that Crypt Fiend to die initially.
Yeah, there was no saving it. I mean, it was the Crypt Fiend or your army, and he chose his army to get destroyed. Yeah, he really needed more time to make a bigger army. Engaging like that was just not a
It's the second time that we've seen him in a questionable engagement in this game, when he needs a different mix of units in order to combat what EleGaNt has. So some poorly timed battles, and EleGaNt really punishing Lucifer for it.
Yeah, and it looks like he's just gonna go ahead and start creeping up that Panda again. Maybe try and get him to level 5 before the next engagement. And that would probably seal the deal at this point. I mean, waiting on a level 3 hero can take a very long time. And Lucifer's going to have to really think of something to do, maybe even start trying to creep the islands and get rid of those level 10 dragons and get some really, really clutch items.
Well, this is certainly not looking good.
And he has a Staff of Silence now, so
no.
that is the perfect item to have against Undead. It just completely shuts down the nukes.
Well, good item drops for EleGaNt so far, generally speaking.
Pretty much everything going is rare.
Ooh, and he's bought a potion of invisibility for his Warden right here, trying to sneak in, maybe do some harassment, pick some things off, distract his opponent while he gets his expansion up here at the 7 o'clock position.
That's right. And he has broken no upkeep, so it looks like he's going to go up to at least 80 population with his army.
Yeah, so if you guys aren't familiar, if you go past 50 population, you start hitting some pretty intense upkeep. So it means you only, for every 10 gold you take out of the mine, you only actually receive 7.
That's right.
And when you go above 80, you only receive 4. So you have to, balancing upkeep is very important as the Warden harassment starts right here. And he's going to shuttle some of those Crypt Fiends over.
Looks like he was planning on maybe taking that island and putting all those units in the Zeppelin.
Oh!
That was real close. That was 7 HP.
Wow, so EleGaNt with the teleportation staff manages to get out, escape that harassment.
That was so brave. I'm really impressed. Oh my goodness. And it looks like Lucifer's going to take that top right island, so he's going to really try and he's going to take this chance using web from the Crypt Fiends to drag that dragon down so he can do damage to it.
Yeah, he really needs the levels on his heroes right now, so this isn't too much of a surprise. And if he can get that expansion, difficult for the Night Elf to actually take it down.
Such a hard thing to do is to take down an island expansion with Night Elf. It's so dangerous too because like if you have a Zeppelin and it gets webbed and like all your heroes inside are in trouble, it's just such a risk using Zeppelins.
All right, Talisman of the Wind.
Not a very useful.
Yeah, that's not a very good drop right there.
Just summons furbolgs, these little creatures that don't do much. So you probably will want to sell that for quite a lot of money, as it is quite a high-level item. So he's going to drop on this Warden too.
Well, the bad thing about coming in from that angle is that definitely now EleGaNt's going to know exactly where he was, what he was up to without scouting. So he has a good idea that there's an island expansion on the way. And now he has to come up with a plan to deal with it. This Warden getting dangerously close to 6-2. She'll be able to summon that Avatar of Vengeance soon enough. And the fight's already going in EleGaNt's favor.
Absolutely. And one of the scary things about that Avatar of Vengeance is if you're near a graveyard that spawns on dead bodies, you can just simply park it on top of it and it will start raising these Vengeance bodies to start doing damage, these invulnerable minions. So there's just so many dangerous things right now. And if he gets that handed to level 5, I wouldn't be surprised if he simply just starts breath of firing the Undead's main base, trying to like push it and do a lot of damage to it. And this is an amazing, this is actually an amazing thing. He's gonna cancel that gold mine and pretty much shut down this expansion, which is insane. And yeah, he's canceled it.
You know, I don't know if I necessarily agree with Lucifer's decision-making to come over the trees like we saw, just because that alerted EleGaNt immediately to what he was doing, and it allowed him to get the cancel right here without having to scout first. We do see Hippogriff starting to come out as well, so he's trying to at least shut down the Zeppelin movement from Lucifer somewhat, and we have
Goblin Shredder.
Yep.
So he's gonna be banking some more wood, probably low at this point after expanding and taking some wins.
You know, the Night Elves, they normally don't even chop down the trees to get woods. I feel like this is against their core ethos. It's actually an ethical, a moral crisis right here for a Night Elf player.
They got to make sacrifices in war, you know, and this is one of them. They're gonna have to chop some trees down.
Warden continuing to harass right here, building ziggurats. There's the silence from the Dark Ranger, and that'll be
blinks over into the island sort of place, and he'll be safe for now. And he'll blink over, I'm sure, when he's ready to do more harassment. Maybe when he thinks Lucifer's gone. While he's pretty much EleGaNt's had free reign of the map, creeping up that Panda. I'm not entirely sure what level it is right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is level 5.
Scouting Skeleton gets taken down by EleGaNt's Dryads, and this is really disastrous for Lucifer right now. EleGaNt has such a strong hold over this game. You can see up behind Lucifer's base, he's put some hippogriffs up there just to deny any other attempts that Lucifer may have to expand once again
right.
with the Zeppelin.
And if you can kill that Zeppelin over trees, everything inside that Zeppelin dies.
Players' forces
And
are
losing all
under
3
attack.
heroes and fiends, that can be like that can just end the game instantly.
Yeah, and if you kill the Zeppelin over land, it stuns everything in there.
That's right.
So
if it's near your army, then it's just like free pickings because everything is stunned for so long. And that is a level 5 Panda.
Wow.
He's got some nice items. He's very tanky, a lot of HP. And yeah, it looks like we're going to go into Frost Worms eventually. Frost Worms.
Yes, the giant undead dragons, of course. So those will be really powerful against the bears, doing a little bit of extra damage
they
right
do
there.
Disgusting amounts of damage against heavy armor. And not only that, but it'll AoE slow anything that it hits. So it's great for taking down heroes too. If he'll ever get that chance. I mean, he's still...
It's hard to pick them up. They're so expensive without an expansion.
So expensive.
Without an expansion, Lucifer is going to be throttled a bit on gold. EleGaNt now expanding to the starting position, but that'll get spotted by Lucifer. Oh, but he's going to know that the Zeppelin is heading over to this.
Gives it away.
Yeah, he's going to deny it.
And with these Hippogriffs out, he's going to have to TP out. And if he does not have a TP, then it's going to get very ugly very quickly.
Does get the detonate, takes a little mana away from the heroes, however. Warden still looking to do some damage, and he knows exactly where Lucifer's army is. He may just try and rush the main right now, actually.
That's actually another good move. But Lucifer can see this with the Shade that's following his army. Shade being an invisible unit that Undead can get for scouting.
Yeah, however, he's going to have to TP back right here in order to defend his base. A little bit of a rough situation as these buildings start to get focused down. He's not even going to have a chance really to creep it out.
Looks like he really wants to kill that dragon and take this island though. So he's going to have to trade up what's more important, his crypt, his main. He's going to start breath firing it. This does a lot of damage at level 3.
Yeah, and there we go. Lucifer will trade the crypt. He's going to have some damage on his army right there. There's the scroll of teleportation coming in, but that'll prompt EleGaNt to port out as well. So trading scroll for scroll. And what item was picked up from that camp, I wonder? He's already starting to expand there. EleGaNt starting 2 expansions, 3.
Wow.
Actually, more than
He's
that.
just taking expansions everywhere. He just wants a massive bank.
Yeah, look at that. 4 expansions going down right now. EleGaNt having a lot of money, loses a Hippogriff that gets caught out there by the web from the
they
fiends.
got a stone token, so it's going to summon like a golem that can stun with its rock throw. So it's a very useful hero nuking minion to have with you. And yeah, he's made some meat wagons to kind of poison and do damage to dryads. They do extra damage to dryads, being unarmored units. And I guess it's kind of just to help defend at the moment. Like Lucifer's plan is kind of just take an island and just defend.
Well, that's all he's got really.
It's pretty much all he's banking on, all he's got left to do.
Well,
all the creeps are gone.
I mean, this is going to be a long game, more than likely, just because of the number of expansions that EleGaNt has at the current time. I mean, it's going to take Lucifer a while to actually finish this one off, if he's capable of coming back at all.
He's definitely EleGaNt's definitely banking for that really late game. But I'm sure he's going to try and end it before then, seeing he has such a hero advantage, such an army advantage.
It's difficult to assault an undead's base, though, especially once those meat wagons get in there, because you can hide them in the back and they'll just rain down with their long range forever.
Just do so much damage, and the undead will just simply be nuking behind that Black Citadel, which will slow anything that it hits.
Well, there we go. Warden coming back in for a little bit of a scout right there. He's also turned one of his ziggurats into a tower, so getting some extra damage that way as well. Shadow Strike goes down on the Death Knight. Death Knight will back off. And Lucifer looking to turtle this one out as he continues to expand at both corners.
I would love to see a tech switch into like mass Chimera or something, you know?
Yeah, that
could actually work very well at this point.
Well, he's got to do something, and the Chimera range would be useful
Once
right
it gets
here.
that corrosive acid,
yep,
it could just take down every building here without having to really worry about the meat wagons or anything behind that.
Well, he certainly has the money to do it too. So if he was going to switch into something like Chimera Hippogriff, would be nice also against the Frostworms that are coming eventually. Picks off a fiend.
Looks like he wants to take out this expansion once more. He has it scattered out with that Hippogriff, and it looks like Lucifer kind of poking out now that he sees the Warden is nearby.
Wow, nice. We'll be able to take out the Zeppelin, thanks to the web right there. But he will trade the expansion for it. Lucifer has scouted out this expansion from EleGaNt, but EleGaNt is absolutely everywhere on the map right now. And
Yes, so many bases.
the gold mine has run out for Lucifer, so he's going to be relying on this 10 o'clock expansion as his only source of income right now.
And I believe it hasn't been scouted. So I think maybe he'll get away with it. But at this point, I mean, he's just so behind in everything that I feel like it's only a matter of time until the big fight will happen.
Oh, he gets a couple bears for his trouble right there. And the last one will be loaded into the Zeppelin as he teleports back into his base. More harassment. Meat Wagons doing a little bit of damage to this Warden.
Actually doing insane damage to that ziggurat more than anything else.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is going to be very risky.
Oh! Has to use the potion of invulnerability to get out of there. Still on the run though. Death Knight chasing. Death Coil will be up by the time this potion of invulnerability ends.
He's going to have to get to that shop, and he's going to have to buy a TP right now.
And blinks over. He will purchase.
Oh my goodness. And he
tried to go invisible, but Death
trying.
Coil was already on the way. And that'll result in the Warden falling. An important kill right there. Lucifer looking to respond while his opponent is weak.
This could be his chance, but I think he'll buy it back from the tavern as soon as possible.
Yeah, there we go. Well, that was a lot of money wasted, however.
Oh, but this fight is going to go really well for Lucifer, seeing that Warden has absolutely no mana at all. He's going to have to run and just teleport out.
Yeah, and the pursuit continuing right here. Of course, the Undead Army will be faster thanks to that aura from the Death Knight. But that'll finally, but that was so much money spent. Not like gold is really an issue with all the expansions, but even so, reviving the hero, purchasing the potion, purchasing the town portal scroll, it's a lot of money.
Losing your main hero is probably the one mistake that you can't do.
EleGaNt also, as we can see right now,
he
does not have a lot of gold.
He wasted it all on that endeavor to try and save the Warden. But
I mean, you're talking about over 1,000 gold really spent right there.
Absolutely. And he's got all these bases, but they're just most of them are just not mining. They don't have wisps in them, funnily enough. And this one's going to go down. And this could be the start of a comeback for Lucifer.
Well, EleGaNt pushing out again.
Yeah. Maybe going to try and wail on the main base while the Undead's away and distract him a little bit more while his bank builds up once again.
Now, you got to like this position for Lucifer. He turtled it out long enough. Still doesn't have a base up there on the island behind his main. You can see there's the patrolling hippogriffs. He may be trying to kill them though now, and Lucifer coming back, focusing down this altar will make it impossible to revive the heroes if it does go down, but here's the response. Lich already here. Lucifer willing to sacrifice that one, it would appear, and he comes in, does a little bit of poke damage right there, but not too concerned with what he's seeing as the rest of his army filters in. He's got to move his meat wagons to a point of safety in the back of his base.
And it looks like Lucifer
nice web.
Yeah, nice web. Lucifer building a frost worm right now. So he is going to try and invest a little bit more of his army now that he's there it is. It's out, and this could be a lot of trouble for EleGaNt.
He's got a great composition, but now we're going head-to-head. Dryads get a few free shots on the worm, and there's a Shadow Strike straight onto the Death Knight. Hippogriff's now joining the army, but he's got to be careful for that web. It will shut down the web already on the Hippogriffs. He pulls back, trying to kite. He needs to get into a better position. He's getting surrounded just a little bit right here. He actually has to TP out because he gets caught out in the front of his base.
The worm fell.
Oh, not good for Lucifer, but there's a teleportation also from the Warden.
So much damage taken from all those meat wagons, and damage will continue to happen because meat wagons have poison.
And the battle...
And a bear.
Battle for the 10 o'clock position continues.
Bear just decided to take it down, not even in bear form, just using his druid form right now, just wailing away at it while he's expanding at the same time on top of it. So, yeah, it looks like Lucifer going to try and find more expansions.
I mean, this map is pretty much entirely crept out right now, except for those two big camps in the bottom left and bottom right-hand corners.
And they would be such a risk to try and take.
Yeah.
So close to the Night Elf and so far away from the main.
So not a lot to do at this point in the game besides continue with the skirmishes right now and try and deny expansions.
Looks like he's going to go for round 2 in this main, and Lucifer is still waiting. Hasn't really gone anywhere.
He's finally scouting out some of these expansions, however. So he does know that there's an expansion right around the corner from his base.
And I'm surprised we haven't seen EleGaNt. Losing the Fairy Dragon. not too much of a loss if he loses it, I believe. There's not really many castles that can take damage from it, besides that obsidian statue, but even that, it does like, it must do like 20 damage to it every time it heals.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, the Fairy Dragon can turn into an immobile form with a lot of armor where if anybody casts a spell next to it, it will deal damage back to the caster in return.
Based on the mana cost of the spell it uses.
Yeah, it's basically a big mana burn.
Yeah.
Very good against human caster armies.
Absolutely, especially sorcerers using slow. But, it doesn't do too much damage to heroes. And, this is a kind of a risky engage, but a good silence to stop that Shadow Strike.
And there we go, the Dispel coming out of the Dryads, clearing off the silence. Well, it's a little bit of a standoff here.
I'm surprised we don't see any upgrades for the Crypt Fiends or the Destroyers, creature upgrades, for, just so they do more damage in general.
Alright, he's brought some Acolytes out to repair the meat wagons should they take damage. As nobody's willing to commit right now. But the range advantage goes to our undead player, Lucifer. So he's able to come in, poke for a little bit more, and that's using a lot of that bear mana to keep his the army from EleGaNt topped off with rejuvenation.
Absolutely. This is kind of getting dangerous. He's taking a lot of damage on his army, but he's going to engage right now.
All right, Fan of Knives going down. EleGaNt backs off. Here come the Hippogriffs, though. Will they get webbed? He's flown up pretty far in. A little bit dangerous, but just going to kite it out. Death Coil now onto the Fiend. And he's in the back line. We can't see what's going on with these meat wagons. He's backed up once again, trying to kill these destroyers with the Hippogriffs, and there's another teleport forced out. Nukes on the Bears. We'll get a couple. And he ports back into the backside of his base again. The Dark Ranger will go down, however. And it looks like EleGaNt really wants to finish the game now. He's got to be careful. The Dryad's taking a lot of damage in the back line.
And it looks like he's going to TP out, but he does have that Avatar of Vengeance now, so these engages in the base are going to get a whole lot easier. And as you can see, the Dryad is getting melted away by the meat wagon and its disease poison.
Yeah, you can't actually die from the poison, though. As you can see, you go down to 1 HP.
Yeah. And it lasts so long. It lasts minutes, this poison, so it does incredible damage over time.
Yeah, these Dryads in a little bit of a vulnerable position. Another worm out now, at long last, for Lucifer. And there's the Avatar of Vengeance coming as well. The Spirits of Vengeance surrounding it. They do spawn from bodies of dead units and are invulnerable.
Oh, looks like we got the top left base under siege by something. I'm not entirely sure what, but it's flashing up there. And
he killed the expansion.
Oh wow!
Yeah, everything's falling up there. So that's the last bit of gold from Lucifer. That's been taken away. So this is the time to strike, as long as he can just do enough damage here.
Ooh, and he doesn't want to lose that Avatar of Vengeance.
Yeah, very dangerous, and Lucifer continues to try and turtle in the back of his base right now, relying on his Sim City to deal damage with these meat wagons, but he's finally back in the wagons. There's nowhere to go any longer.
And DK is trapped right now.
Death Knight is surrounded, and that'll be it. This is the game in favor of EleGaNt as he continues to push in. Lucifer GG's. And another win for China over Korea as they continue their dominance in this Warcraft 3 tournament.
Absolute dominance. It's amazing play by these Chinese players. And, yeah, I feel like that game was just a matter of time. I mean, we had a hiccup with that Warden dying, but overall it was a pretty one-sided game. So many expansions by EleGaNt.
And very methodically played out by him as well. Just going ahead, taking control of the map, not pushing too early, and starving out his opponent eventually, finding that expansion in the top left corner.
Yeah, it was really well played.
Well, I'm sad we didn't get to see gargoyles, but
I was really hoping for gargoyles. I mean, it used to be the rage back in the day, you know, but I guess Lucifer knows best.
Well, he had some uncharacteristically bad engages, too, at the beginning of that game that set him really far behind.
Yeah, that's very true.
Well, we're going to be doing some more Warcraft 3 shortly, I think, but we're going to head over to the other stream to do it.
That's right, D-Stream.
So go ahead and check us out. Again, I'm Monte Cristo. Joining me has been Moonblade, and we'll be back for more Warcraft 3 on the other stream in just a few minutes. Thanks for watching, guys.